you saw it on Eventbrite, I think that's what Lori told me,
Yep.
and along with that, you continue to be in attendance at the weekly event of the Pawtucket Poetry. So tell us why did you try to keep track with us, and why you find Pawtucket Poetry interesting?
Well, so I've always been interested in poetry, and at last year when I found Pawtucket Poetry on Eventbrite, I was really looking for something for myself, something that I could do for me that benefited me, that made me feel some sense of fulfillment. And when I found Pawtucket Poetry, it was such a warm welcome from Lori and everyone. I recall getting a standing ovation as a welcome. So I was very, I was very welcomed, and I felt like this was a good community to be in. So I wanted to continue going. And every experience that I had from that point on with Pawtucket Poetry just reaffirmed that this was a community that I belonged in, and that finding Pawtucket Poetry was a blessing. So I'm very grateful to have found you guys.
Thank you very much. Over there, I see Laura smiling, sparkling like the sunlight, and she's so happy to have you. Empowerment Experiment Podcast, thanks for being here. I see Sandy, also another feature on the Pawtucket Poetry 5th anniversary. She's saying hi, tuning in from Rhode Island. Jill, how long have you been in poetry?
I've been writing poetry since I was in high school, so about a decade of my life has been writing poetry, but I had never shared my poetry or spoken my poetry out loud until Pawtucket Poetry, until this past year.
Wow, amazing. And we are also elated to know that Pawtucket Poetry was the first place you have shared your event. And this is what Lori does. She has that heart, warmly open people's heart and mind and soul to feel comfortable to share, things they never shared before. And this is why, I decide, regardless of what takes place, I will make sure the 5th event, we teamed up together and we decide, what, we just got to show appreciation and respect, not just to the 5 phenomenal females we'll be featuring, but to everyone who has been since the initial stage. You get me? There is Michael Blaze, there is Jill Miller. There are so many different people. I know Sandy keep coming back and forth also. Vlad, just to name a few. And we do appreciate and give thanks to everyone who participated to make Pawtucket Poetry great. And it will get even greater. So we are elated to have you, Monica, and the rest of 3 ladies on the Pawtucket Poetry 5th event. For those who are just joining in, and here we talking about the Pawtucket Poetry 5th event, this is precisely what we are talking about. The Pawtucket Poetry 5th event will be taking place on January 5, 2025 at Lit Arts Art. Monica Diane, Sandy, Mel, Jillian Adriena, she's on stage with us now, Madison Ruzula. And we'll also be having 5 open micers. So 5 persons who would want to perform, sign up is at 6:05. Performance for the open micers is at 6:35. And 7:05 where we start off with the main participants.